All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. KB Fantasy Sports back at it again. So in real life, the Cleveland Cavaliers swept the Miami Heat 4-0 in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. So we got this weird idea to rewind back to Game 4 and give Miami another chance. And they won that game. And they also won Game 5. So we simulated Game 6. They won that one too. So guess what? Now it's time for Game 7 for all the marbles to determine who goes on to the second round. Enough of the waiting. Let's go! And we are back. Here's our official Microsoft Excel spreadsheet scoreboard we will be using for this Game 7. And of course, right next door, that's our official dice rolling app. For those of you new to the channel, to simulate an NBA game, one roll of the two dice equals 3 minutes of gameplay. So whatever they roll, for example, 3, 7, whatever, that's how many points they get. The cool thing is, if they roll a double, they get a bonus roll of one dice that gets added onto their score. If you like the video, don't forget to click the like button. We make all kinds of quirky video shenanigans such as this on our channel. So yeah, also don't forget to subscribe. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing tipped off. All right, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the visitors for this game, so they will roll first, and they get a 5. Miami, that's a double to start off, so they'll get a bonus roll of 1. 2 plus 5 for a total of 7. All right, 3 minutes into the first quarter, Miami leads 7-5. Remember, this is do or die for both teams. Second roll of the quarter, Cleveland, that's an 8. That's a double. That's a bonus roll. 5 more for a total of 13. Miami gets 9. Cleveland takes an 18-16 lead halfway through the first. All right, Cleveland's turn. They get a 5. Miami gets 7. And just like that, we are tied up at 23. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Final roll of the quarter for both teams. Cleveland gets 7. Miami gets 4. All right, into the first quarter, Cleveland up 30-26. And start of the second quarter, Cleveland's going to start off with 8 and Miami with 5. All right, Cleveland up by a touchdown with 9 minutes to go in the second. Back to Cleveland. They get 6, and Miami also gets 6. Halfway through the second quarter, Cleveland up 44-37. Back to the Cavaliers we go. They get a 4, and Miami gets 7. Right, both teams a little bit stingy on the defensive side, but Cleveland has a 48-44 lead with 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Final roll of the second quarter, Cleveland gets 7 and Miami gets 10. All right, everyone, obviously we have ourselves a game here as Cleveland is up by 1. This could go either way, so time to start the third quarter. The Phantom halftime show is over. Cleveland starts off the third quarter with an 8. Miami, that's a 12. That's a massive double. A bonus dice of 4 more for 16. Incredible. The Miami Heat down by 3 games, trying to make the 4-game comeback, and they are up by a touchdown with 9 minutes to go in the third. All right, back over to Cleveland. They get a 9. Miami also with 9. Halfway through the third, the Miami Heat still up by 7. There we go. Next roll for Cleveland. They get a 4. Miami with 7. Uh-oh, Miami up 86-76. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. All right, final roll of the third quarter for Cleveland. They get 6. That's a double. That's a bonus roll of 1 for an extra 1 for 7. And Miami gets 6. All right, into the third quarter, Miami up 92-83. Can they finish the comeback, or will Cleveland come back and squash their hopes and dreams? Let's find out. All right, start of the fourth quarter for Cleveland. They get a 5, and Miami with 7. All right, 9 minutes to go here in this game. Miami with their largest lead, 99-88. There we go. Back to the Cavs. They get 7. Miami Heat, that's 4. That's a double. That's a bonus roll. 6 more for a total of 10. Not looking good for Cleveland at all. They trail by 14 halfway through the fourth. All right, back to Cleveland. They get 6. That's a double. That's a bonus roll. 6 more for 12. Miami gets 5. All right, Cleveland fighting back. They are down by 7. 3 minutes left to go in this game and in this series. Who will prevail? All right, Cleveland needs something massive here. They need to hold Miami to something not massive. Cleveland with 7. That's not going to do it. Miami gets 6. That's it. It's over. The Miami Heat have come from behind, down 3 games to come all the way back to win the next 4 and win the series to go on to the second round. They defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers 120-114. All right, simply incredible. You just never know what's going to happen when we play Dice Sports on this channel on KB Fantasy Sports. Miami comes all the way back to win 4-3 after being down 3 games. Simply incredible. So we all know in real life that Cleveland slept Miami 4-0 in the first round, but we went back, altered history a little bit, gave Miami another chance, and they ended up coming back to win the whole thing. So you just never know what happens when we give another team another chance, especially on this channel. Anything can happen. But either way, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Like, subscribe, throw me some comments, and we will see you again in the next video.